You want me to only go on my break when you tell me to? Okay, I'll do just that. This malicious compliance happened years ago, and I remembered it while writing a YouTube comment. At the time, I was either in or just out of high school, and I made my money bagging groceries at the local supermarket. This job was very interesting, and there were a slew of terrible people employed at my location. But this story only has a cast of 2 people. Me, the overworked, underpaid grocery bagger, and my butthole of a supervisor. Let's call him Ray. Ray was an absolute twat to everyone in the store, and nobody liked him. His shenanigans actually birthed my first romantic relationship. But that's a story for another day. The way my days at this job worked was I'd show up for a shift, clock in, and go up to whoever was supervising the front end that day. We had a rotation of 3 to 4 soups, and I was cool with almost all of them because I actually did my job. And asked them what the roster for the day looked like. Who's here? When are they going home? If anyone's coming in. And breaks. I was particularly interested in my break time according to the roster, so I can plan my shift accordingly. Ray was one of those supervisors, and for some reason, he hated when people would ask when their break was. Somebody would ask, and then he'd scream about, "When it's your break time, I'll let you know," which might have worked for the cashiers, but not us baggers, as we'd be all over the store and also out getting carts. One day, I asked him when I am supposed to go on my break, and he blew up saying he'll let me know when it's time for my break. I work the rest of my shift and tell someone else I'm going on my break at a reasonable time, and while there's coverage, I come back from this break and he stopped me again to tell me he's in charge of the breaks. I say nothing and finish my shift. Cue malicious compliance. A few days later, he and I are working again. I know he's gonna scream about breaks again, so I just don't ask. After all, he'll let me know, right? So instead of talking to the supervisor, what that day was Ray, and letting him know I'm here, I just start working. And I continue working. And then I work some more. Finally I realize 7 of my 8 hours has gone by and I haven't had a single break. But Ray never did let me know it was time for my break. A few minutes after I thought this, Ray somehow finds out I've been working 7 hours today with no break, and he comes running up, screaming at me about how I didn't take a break and how dare I, and the company's gonna get into major trouble because they worked me 7 hours without a break. I am 90% sure I was under 18, so I was still a minor. And then asked why I never took my break. I responded with, "Well, Ray, you said you'll let me know when it was time for my break. And you never let me know, so I never took a break." He exploded again and screamed at me to take my effing break now, and I finally took my 15-minute break. Worked another half hour before clocking out to go home. Ray kept being a butthole about everything, but he always gave me my break times in advance for the next few months until he threw another fit at someone else and walked out of that store for good. Everyone else was completely amicable, and after Ray left, I had no problems with breaks again. Wait, you only got $1.15 for an 8-hour shift? In my area, the store is required to offer you a 15-minute for every 4 hours you work. Ask about break times? Get shouted at. I'll tell you when you go on break. Quote, don't ask about break times? Get shouted at. You should have taken a break by yourself. Quote, seems like you can't win. It doesn't seem as if Ray had thought the whole process through. It's a shame about Ray. What a ray of sunshine he was. Sun, but brown. Like a booty hole. So, one question. Fuck's wrong with Ray anyway? That is great, MC. I worked as a waitress as a minor, and yes, the company can get fined 1,000 if you work too long without a break. His fault though for being a butt about it. Should have had that in writing from Ray. Then just get a few days in without break. I am sure there are plenty of lawyers out there who will gladly take up your case. One time working retail, we were so swamped, understaffed, and management so incapable I just stopped taking my breaks for a while. I actually got overtime pay and it was management's problem to figure out. Never got in trouble. And here in this Southeast Asian country I call home, we have 1 hour break for every 4 hours worked. No exception. Clearly not everyone loves Ray. It's a shame that such a thing didn't get reported to your state's Department of Labor at the time. I was expecting this to turn out much worse. Like if he overlooked your break every day, to the tune of 5 hours of overtime on every paycheck. It's a shame almost every store has a Ray. Hopefully now Ray has a terrible case of bruxism and painful hemorrhoids every single day. Everybody hates Raymond. Wait, you only get a 15 minutes break per day? When do you eat your lunch? Reminds me when a coworker would give me a ride home. I'd always say when the turn for my block was coming. I know. So this time I didn't say anything. About 3 minutes past my turn he just shouts the F word. And U-turns and brings me home. Luckily he didn't get that far. Maybe Ray just needed a break and nobody told him he could take one. Ooh, too bad you didn't report it at the time. 8 hours with one 15-minute break is still illegal. Did you get your half hour somewhere in there?
If you enjoyed this video, please check out our playlists full of similar content. Epicaricast is like doom scrolling for your ears. Please like, share, and subscribe.